Welcome back, guys. Better late than never. Welcome back to another match reaction. Spurs 1, Arsenal 4. Spurs 1, Arsenal 4. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, people. We was talking about this game, and I was talking about it on the Bruised Banana, and I went with a cautious 2-1, but I said I wouldn't put it past us. No, sorry, I went with a draw, to tell you the truth. I went with a draw on my Arsenal debate chat. We do this thing where I said, you know what, I'm just going to go with a 2-1 on that one and see what happens. But on the Bruised Banana, yeah, you might call me a flip-flop right now. But on the Bruised Banana, I said I think a draw could end up as a draw, score draw, or Spurs just nicking it. Just of the week that we've had against Wolves, where we drew that game. We drew that game 2-2, man. So, listen, I wasn't confident going into this game, but let me tell you something, guys. Arsenal showed up today, especially in the second half. Especially in that second half. And let me tell you something. You see that guy behind me? Yeah, he's back. He's back. 14 goals in all comps. 10 goals now in the Premier League. Now, definitely our top goal scorer. And he played really well today. He gets man of the match. Really pleased for him. Do you know what I mean? As I said, you feed the Glock and he will score. And it all worked out for Eze. 5 goals now against Spurs. Can you imagine if we had started Odegaard in this game? I was talking about it with my mates and they were saying, oh, you should start Odegaard in this game. No, I said, no. If we start Odegaard in this game, I don't think we win this game. Eze turned up yet again. Absolutely fantastic. And you know that one? You know that one, isn't it? Yeah, you know that one. You know when he holds his hand there and he looks and he goes, oops, have I just scored? Have I just scored against? Yeah, there he is. There he is, guys. And he done that celebration again today. Big up to you, Eze. Big up to you, Victor Glock. Fantastic. 2 goals by both of you. And first of all, let's get into the actual lineup today. And basically, we had in goal Raya. We had Timber right back, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Pierre Ankipe, Zubamendi, Rice, Eze in that 10, Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, and Victor Gyökeres. You know the rest at the front, mate. And listen, it looked like it was a 4-2-3-1 formation. Seems like Arteta is changing up little things here. You know what I mean? Playing, with that central 10 and that rather than playing 4-3-3, he's playing Gog basically at the tip, as they would call it, at the tip. Or at the spear. Gyökeres is spearing it, an out-and-out striker. And listen, today, look, it was a great game. Going to Tottenham, who sit, I think it's 6th, 17th. I think they sit 17th. I might be wrong. Let me just look at the table quickly to see where they sit. But listen, it would be our pleasure, people. It would be our pleasure if Spurs went down this year. Let me just look at the table, guys, quickly. Spurs sit on 29 points, only 4 points above the relegation zone. West Ham drew yesterday. Nottingham Forest lost in the last minute against Liverpool. So, you know what I mean? If they'd won their game, you know what I mean? They could have been above Spurs. But Spurs stay in 16th place and Nottingham Forest stay in 17th place. But listen, Spurs have got a fire in their hands because they've got some tough games coming up. But listen, let's forget about them. If they go down, I'll be the happiest man. But listen, to be honest, I don't think they will. But listen, I'll be enjoying every minute of it. But what we need to do, guys, is concentrate on us. And in terms of us trying to go into these next series of games, 10 games left. 10 games left, guys. And we have to be on job. We cannot afford to lose any games. No draws, any games. We've got another London derby coming up next week, Sunday, against Chelsea, who drew yesterday against Burnley. They did go down to 10 men for Barner getting sent off, so he misses the game against us. But today, a fantastic result. You know, I mean, as I said, the pressure was on, but, you know, we stepped up to it. And listen, Eze gets on the score sheet, which I was really pleased about. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, they asked Mikel Arteta about starting him and what's your reason behind it. You started him in the last, you know, game against Spurs when we was at home, and he scored an hat-trick there. He scored 2 today, so he's got 5 against Spurs. And the thing is, I can't remember what Arteta said, but, you know, I mean, he just said probably in his mind he's made for this game, and this is the time, the chance to see him play. And it's good that he did play, and he stepped up today. If we could play Spurs, this kind of Spurs, every week, day of the week, we'll probably go and win the league. But unfortunately, it's not that. Spurs are absolutely useless. They didn't offer nothing today, apart from the goal, which, Declan Rice, what you doing, man? What you're doing? I just don't get it. Yeah? Eze scores, right? And then you decide that you're going to muck about the ball. And you're there telling everybody, focus. And then 2 minutes later, you're trying to do, I don't know what you was trying to do on the edge of your box. You've got to get rid of that ball. You get rid of that ball, right? Just loft it down the field. You're mucking about with it. Colin Moani nicks it off of you. Yeah, he's not scored in 18. And you gifted him the goal. There was nothing that Raya could do. He tried to get down quick. Nothing could do. And you could see Deckers was embarrassed. He didn't have one of his greatest games today. Second half, listen, there were some vital interceptions, and he was, you know, Deckers was ready, wears his heart on his sleeve. Was definitely a lot better in the second half than he was in the first half. You know, I mean, you've got to be screwed on. When it comes down to these games, these final games, mentally, you've got to be there. And you do that, it's just not good enough. And it was listen, I was talking with Matty, big up to Matty Sabaguna, and he's saying, you know, maybe it wasn't good for you to go and do that interview this week. You know what I'm trying to say? Just leave it alone. Let's just focus on the games that are remaining rather than there sitting down talking about the game, about the Wolves game and that. It just eats more pressure. Let's just focus on the game. And yes, as I said, Eze scores in the 32nd minute. And, you know, we had most of the possession, as we do in the first half. And when we actually do look at the actual stats, you know, our possessions, we had 61 possessions. They have 39% possession. We had 7 shots on targets to their 5 shots on targets. But we had 20 shots. So look at these chances, 20 shots in total to their 6. So Tottenham didn't offer nothing. They did not offer nothing. And, you know, it was just so good and pleasing to see us turn up after, you know, drawing that game against Wolves. We're 2-0 up, and we end up drawing that game 2-2. So this was a pressure game, you know, going into it. And as I said, Eze scores that first goal, and it's just lovely. It was a lovely take. He took it in the box. I can't remember who fizzed it into the box. It was a lot of mayhem and stuff going on. And I think it was either Saka. And I don't know if he got the assist for it. And Eze managed to bring it down and they hit it sort of like in one movement. We go 1-0 up, and you're thinking, fantastic now. Because listen, Spurs weren't really offering nothing. We at one time we had something like 70% possession. So I knew that we was on top, and we was on top of them. But as I say, that lapse in concentration, 2 minutes later, Randall Colomwani goes down the other end. And because of Declan Rice, we end up gifting a goal, and it ends up 1-1. We're going at half time. We're going at half time 1-1. You're thinking, right, come on, guys, let's come back out. Let's refocus and do it. After 2 minutes, lovely goal. Assist by Ewan Timber, who I don't think had a great game today. He did get some today. Looking a little bit tired, looking a little bit jaded. He got a yellow card. Mentally and physically, he's looking tired. And I'm going to tell you what, Mosquera coming through him today done a fantastic job. And we will get into Mosquera when we talk about the substitution. But Ewan Timber gets the assist. and a lovely goal by Victor Gokris. You know what I mean? It was just fantastic to see. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa! Do you know what I mean? Hit it, and he hit it first time. The goalkeeper had no chance, and we make it 2-1. And you're thinking, right, come on, guys, let's move. And then, the mad thing about it, I think it was in the 50-odd minute, I can't remember what it was, they had a chance to make it 2-2. Colin Mawani, again, Gabriel Mangales does this too often, and he got away with it. Some people say the foul should have stood. The ball comes over, and Colin Mawani puts his hands on Gabriel Mangales, and he pretty much flung himself to the floor. I thought that the referee gave the goal, but then it looked like no, it ruled it out. Gabriel Mangales gets away with it. Colin Mawani puts it in the back of the net, but it gets ruled out. And you're thinking, because I'm thinking, we can't throw this away. We can't throw this away. And in the 61st minute, we break on Tottenham. Saka, nice ball was played to Saka. He plays it at the keeper. It rebounds off of Vicario or one of the defenders, and what's his name comes behind. Eze comes behind to finish up on the follow-up to make it 3-1. And you're thinking, fantastic. Now we can't throw this game away. Now that's not, we sealed it. 61 minutes, but you're still thinking in the back of their mind, if Spurs get a little bit of a little flurry, or the fans, but the fans by that time have gone really quiet. But if Spurs maybe was to nick a goal, between now and say the 90th minute, things could have been a lot different. 3-2, then you're thinking, panic stations. But Victor put the game to bed. He put the game to bed in injury time in the 94th minute. Strong, stood on his player. An assist from Martin Odegaard. Would you believe it? Martin Odegaard with the assist. Kept off his player and his strength. Bang. Lovely. The only one thing I don't get about Victor Gokris, with his back to goal, when the ball was being fired up to him. Today, all round his hold-up play was great. His movement was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? And he was, constantly battling with their defenders. But sometimes when he's got his back against them, it goes down too easy. And I'm thinking, you're a big lad. You've got to be stronger than that. But that was the only little thing that I thought, you need to just improve on that. But other than that, you had a fantastic game today, and you're worthy of the man of the match or player of the match. And an absolutely fantastic game. Spurs didn't have nothing to offer. Nothing to offer us. And as I said, there were some substitutions that were made. Trossard today, this guy is so frustrating to watch. He is so frustrating. Holding on to the ball too long, giving the ball away. Timber, same thing. Giving the ball, he just weren't mentally there. Do you know what I mean? Was on a yellow card. I think this was his 5th yellow card, so I'm not too sure whether he misses the Chelsea game. I'm not too sure. But let me tell you something, right? Mosquera comes in for him, and he locked down that side. He absolutely locked down that side. Didn't give any change to anybody coming down that side. And I thought he had an absolutely fantastic game. So he came on for you and Timber in the 57th minute, should I say, yeah. And then another change was made, which I would have liked Eze to stay on, because I was hoping that he would get his hat-trick, because I was thinking, yeah, man, this guy's going for his hat-trick. And he gets substituted, and Saka also gets substituted. Noni Madueke came on in the 91st minute, but Martin Odegaard came on for Eze in the 77th minute. And he got the assist, as you say, was running around pressing. I felt if he started the game, I think it would be a different outcome. I'm not saying that we would have probably lost the game, it probably ended up in a draw. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But Eze, you're the man. But Glock, you're the man as well. 2 goals each, played absolutely fantastic. Eze, I mean, there was one point where he nutmegged Paulina and got away from me on the left-hand side. I thought, wow, this is the Eze that we've been looking for. This is the Crystal Palace Eze. He had the freedom. He had the freedom of the park. Down at the Tottenham Hotspur ground, we had the freedom of the park. Every time we went forward, it looked like we was going to score. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But listen, let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. Yes, we're 5 points clear at the moment, but you've got to remember that Man City have got a game in hand. They have got a game in hand. And so we got to be wary of that. We've got Chelsea coming up at the weekend. We have to win that game and keep the pressure on Man City. But bear in mind, if we drop off at any point, yeah, because they've got that game in hand. So if they're going away to Leeds next week, they win that game, it goes back to 2 points. And I think they played before us. My memory serves me right. It might be the same Sunday. I'm not too sure. But either way, if they play before, it goes back to 2 points. Now, the thing is it's that constant pressure that we've got to deal with. Have we got the minerals? Have we got the minerals to contend with that kind of pressure? From what I've seen, I'm going to say no. But you need to prove me wrong. Everybody in that team needs to prove me wrong. Everybody needs to step up now. As I said, we've got 10 games left. We played 28 games. Yeah? Let me just make sure I've got that right. 28 games we played. All right? They've got 11 games because they played 27 games, Man City. So we got 10 games to go. We're on 61 points. Yeah? They're on 56. Will they drop off at Leeds? Who knows? They could get a draw. We don't know. Leeds are playing really well. And to be honest, Leeds have only lost 2 in 14 so far. So Leeds have really turned it around. And I think they will be safe. I absolutely do really think they're going to be safe. So I think Leeds will take it to them. But I could just see Man City just nicking it somehow. They just know how to do it. But what we have to do now is we've got 10 cup finals left. 10 cup finals left. And listen, it was a good bounce back in terms of the result that we had against Wolves at the Molineux. At the Molineux. It was a good result that we done today, and I'm really pleased with the majority of the players. A couple of players that I'm just thinking, Trossard, sort it out, bro. Sort it out. Timber. I think if he does miss, I think he's going to miss the Chelsea game. I'm not too sure. But even if he wasn't, I would bring Mascara in for that game, personally speaking. Yeah, I'd bring Mascara into that game. I just think at the moment, Timber just looks jaded physically and mentally. And I think that can cost us. So let's see what happens come Super Sunday, another London derby. We have to win that game. We just got to keep going on, winning and winning. It's good. It's a nice, good injection, you know what I mean, to go to the Tottenham Hotspur ground and beat them 4-1 in their own backyard. That's 8 goals we've scored against them, or 9 goals. I think we beat them. Was it 5-1? I think it was 5-1, if my memory serves me right. So, look, all round, good game. Really proud of Victor, you know, getting his 2 goals today. And he looked like a proper striker today. And so be it, him getting the player of the match. Really pleased for him. Very close with Eze. I thought Eze was very close too. Absolutely ran that midfield in that second half. As I said, the first half, not saying it was cage or that, but you know what I mean? We had so many chances. You look at the amount of shots that we had, and we just need to get our shooting boots on, people. But listen, all in all, a fantastic game. Feed the Glock, and it all worked out for SA. Today, we win 4-1. Spurs 1, Arsenal 4. And listen, man, I'm well chuffed. Listen, guys, take care. God bless. And I'll see you on the next match reaction. Take care.